Hello, Steve. Hello, Jill. It's time to game classy.
When you like to party, you will party hard.
Wait, garnets? 2 gems?
Yeah, have you seen this?
No.
Okay, well, we'll rewind. I haven't seen it either, but
Sorry, guys.
interest ruined that.
Oh,
Steve is
what a spoiler.
shocked
I am.
by
A revelation on
a Steven Universe revelation.
Yeah, that's
A univation.
yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. You do love the mythology of the Steven Universe.
It's good.
The
It's,
St- the
it's,
Steven-
it's actually good.
Cosplay at CG.
Yeah. I'm gonna be dressed as Steven Universe at
Oh,
C2E2.
yeah, I think you should be Amethyst.
Nah, I'm Steven Universe. I'm gonna be actually. I guess I'd be closer to Old Man Universe, but
Yeah, you would be.
I don't have the really long hair.
Yeah, you could get a little ponytail, get some extensions put in.
His hair is huge. Yeah, I guess I'll just be Old Man Steven, and I'll have to have a hot dog. I got a hamburger backpack.
Hey, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the whole thing lined up.
It's ready to go.
All
Hamburger backpack. Hamburger backpack.
Good times, good times. Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
It's been
Hello.
a while. This is the longest we've gone in between since we recorded early. This is the longest I think we've gone in between podcasts.
Yeah, I guess because we did it on Thursday.
Yeah, so
it's
there's
just
an
like a
extra
weird-
2 days.
Yeah.
So like 16 whole days without recording.
It was nice.
A lot of stuff has happened in 16 days.
I guess.
Well, Adepticon.
Who cares about that?
Did you go to Adepticon at all? No. It was great.
Nobody cares.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, you're getting buzzed.
Pat B.
Is it Pat B? Is he calling?
Yeah. Oh, no, his in-laws are in town.
Oh
Can't
no.
hang out.
Sorry, Pat B.
Ah. All right.
Wah, wah.
He's going to be listening to this, and he's like, it's so meta.
He's lying. He's actually just working on a super cool robot.
Actually, I like to think that Pat B has a evil doppelganger that doesn't have a beard, and I call him Pat A.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
like,
there is a Pat A, but
oh shit.
yeah, but we don't call him Pat A.
Wouldn't he be Pat C?
Well, the evil doppelganger Pat, I guess,
Wouldn't
maybe.
yeah, he'd be Pat C.
It's actually Pat B, but the B is backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Negative Pat.
Nega Pat.
Yeah, and he's a sweet robot.
His hat's on backwards.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So, welcome to Game Classy.
He's got an inverted beard, so like it's just he's got like mutton chops and nothing on the front,
Oh, yeah.
and then he wears his hat backwards.
Yeah. Welcome to Game Classy. I'm your host, Joe, and with me, as always, is the Tom Riker to my Will Riker, Steve.
I don't need your fantasy women.
You remember that episode?
Yeah, double
With the-
Riker.
With the double Riker? Oh, man, there was a double Riker.
That had Jimmy Doohan.
No, was that the one with Jimmy Doohan?
Yep. Yeah, because they
I don't think that's the Jimmy Doohan episode.
I'm pretty sure there's because he
that's-
helps them get him out of the transporter, if I remember correctly.
Could be. It was the episode Relics, and I believe that was 5th or 6th season.
Yeah, actually I don't know because there's 2 episodes with Scotty.
I think there's only one.
I don't know. Maybe it's another.
I think you've made up some fan fiction in your head that you're just like,
possible.
all right, so there's this episode with Tom Riker. Actually, you know that the writers of Star Trek in spec scripts that they would get from fans actually put out a
Yeah.
thing that said, no more Tom Riker episodes.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't want to do anything with Thomas Riker.
That's funny. They
they-
used fan scripts. That's
Well, yeah, they did.
A couple of the writers for DS9 got hired because of their fan scripts from Next Generation.
Yeah, there was because of the 88 writer strike, I think it was. They took a lot of fan scripts
Yeah,
in.
and that's why they used so much fucking Wesley Crusher. Which,
Fucking Wesley Crusher. Yeah. And it's also the reason why we have reality TV.
the Traveler's really cool though. So
Yeah, he is kind of cool.
Yeah, like he's really sweet. Yeah, the Traveler's really sweet. Wesley Crusher, not sweet.
Wesley Crusher could have been way cooler.
Yeah, because there's the episode with Scotty where they have there's the big colony.
You mean the Dyson Sphere?
Dyson Sphere.
Yeah, that's Relics.
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Right, but I could have sworn there's one where
I think he only showed up in
he's
the one
stuck
episode.
in the transporter.
That's the same episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because Tom Riker's also stuck in the transporter
Not quite.
in the same way, isn't
Not
it?
really, no. The episode with Tom Riker is when Will was he was like just like a lieutenant or something
Right,
like
he got
that.
transported off, but left a doppelganger.
Yeah, like the transporter didn't actually kill the original copy of Thomas Riker like it does, because the transporter is a terrifying piece of equipment.
Right. It is.
It just copies you and then kills the original. It's terrifying, Steve. It's terrifying. I am like Bones McCoy. I will never use a transporter.
Shuttlecraft only?
Shuttlecraft only, man. Runabout. So anyway,
I need to take a runabout. I'm going to Corks. Getting hammered.
gonna drink some Racticino.
Racticino. That's Klingon coffee. That's not gonna get me hammered.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what they put in there. Maybe some bloodworms. Some
No bloodworms. There's no bloodworms or gak.
Gah. All right, we'll say that for our Star Trek podcast. So anyway,
We should do that.
there's already a really good Star Trek podcast out there that I really, really like, and anything that we did would just be a pale in comparison to that.
Fair enough. That's reasonable. There are no good gaming podcasts, so
No, exactly.
Oh, take that, any gaming podcast.
Well, it's like sometimes. All right, so here's the thing. So I go to Adepticon, right? It's at Schaumburg this year.
Adepticon.
Adepticon. Adepta Joe Crone.
Did you see Joe Crone there?
I did not see Joe Crone there. I was
I'm
kind of
Joe
disappointed. It's a little disappointing. Joe Crone.
Playing Necrons.
He actually put out a rule set called Land of the Free, which I really wanted to get a copy signed by him.
Nice.
I was gonna buy. I've been waiting
Is that
to
a
buy
fucking
it.
Revolutionary War miniatures game?
It is.
God fucking damn it.
He loves that thing.
It's
though.
fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb. It's
You
like,
know what?
Who's gonna win the battle? The redcoats or the colonists? Oh, the colonists won. Ah, what a sweet battle.
All right, so Joe Crone is a local Chicagoland gaming
I like Joe Crone.
icon.
Not saying anything bad about
He's
Joe Crone.
huge in the Revolution War. That's like his thing. He does.
It's awful.
I was gonna say he does cosplay of it, but that's not what the word I was looking for.
Oh, reenactment? You
Yeah,
mean cosplay?
Yeah.
It's fucking cosplay.
I know.
They can call it whatever they want. It's cosplay. They run around in period dress and go like, "Well, blah, 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 blah. We're Revolutionary War guys." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then the Civil War guys show up and they're like, "We booked this field for Civil War." Like, no, we booked it in advance for Revolutionary War, and they fucking fight.
And then me and Steve show up dressed as Star Trek characters, or just like we seem to have traveled back in time.
Captain, I've noticed that there is people of different periods of dress on this field.
It's like that time we-
Tricorder says they're human.
I'm dressed up as Space Lincoln.
Evil Lincoln.
Lincoln wasn't evil.
No, that's from Futurama.
I know.
Evil Lincoln. He's got an axe.
So yeah, it's in the Scumberg
I
this
think
year.
you could make a character in Bloodborne that looks exactly like Evil Lincoln
There you go.
because they have the big top hat and you have there's a big axe.
I just I was trying to avoid Bloodborne with you because I know that's
Impossible.
That's your local. That's your newest obsession. So Schaumburg, it was great this year. Adepticon, so much better than it's been in the past. There was so much more room. The stinks were mitigated by big open gaming spaces. The only one that was really, really stinky was once again it was the Hordes room, but that's because it was a smaller room and they packed like hundreds of people into this room. The Warmer Hordes gaming room was just packed to the gills. But aside from that, it was very open, very nice. Everything there was just gorgeous, of course. And all the pillars of the Chicagoland gaming community were there, including people from out of state. I played a guy from Australia. His name is Floppy. He's a fan of the podcast.
Yes.
We didn't know until after we played the game. He's like, "Are you Joe from Game Classy?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "He's like, oh, I didn't even know it. I've been playing you the entire time."
Is he the guy who made super mad, made him leave the room?
No, that's not him.
Oh,
I'll talk about that a little.
that would have
bit
been
later.
wonderful.
But Adepticon was really nice. The Crystal Brush stuff this year was not as good as it's been in the past.
I wasn't impressed by Terminator Daniel Craig.
I was impressed by Daniel Craig in a Terminator outfit. I'm like, I can see that, but no, the painting job was not great on it.
I just wasn't impressed by the concept at all. Like,
well, why is Daniel Craig as a Terminator?
I don't know. Like, it's like I did a Terminator, I painted it good. It's like, okay, cool. It's like, way to go.
Well, what do you want to see?
I don't know. I want to see something nice.
You want to see like a big dildo, like a very like
a
realistically
really
painted?
yes, with like perfect highlights and shades,
You know,
and like a hand, like so like it's a diorama, so just like the fingers of the hand reaching for the dildo, like about to use it.
Yeah, but that's not fantasy or sci-fi. I think it would have to
So
be.
fucking put a Starfleet symbol on the dildo. There you go. Boom. Done. Or make it wood. Make it wood and put like runes on it.
Ooh.
Fantasy.
How about you just put two little legs underneath the balls and just have it walking? That's all you need.
It's true. Or you could just, you know what you do? Last cannon. Last cannon. That's what you do. You just stick it on there.
What about just a bunch of Slaneshi, like the noise Marines, which just instead of guitars, they just have big dildos that they're carrying around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Can you use those again? No, I don't think you can.
I don't know.
I don't remember that. I remember there was one guy who was raging super hard at one edition where like they like his army was actually useless. He's like, I can't use anything. He's like, I cannot play 40K anymore. And I'm like, oh man, that sucks for you, buddy.
The 40K The friendly was really fun. Looking. I didn't play in it, but I walked around, watched it after my.
What the fuck's the friendly?
It's like just like goofing around 40K. Like it's kind of silly. It's run by Jeff Wallach. I know you know Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that whole crew. So they just goof around. There was a serious tournament for.
So
40...
like going to the friendly, you bring the hardest fucking army you can and just ruin people's good time.
No. That's the tournament that was next to it, where there was a bunch of... But they were complaining about all the people playing the friendly. The friendly's really... It's the drinking tournament. It's a tournament you go to get drunk and play.
Nice.
So there was like this serious tournament next door, and right next to it in terms of tables. So I think what they did was they got all the players to pick up their favorite model that in their army and circle the serious tournament and start chanting. Yeah, so as you can see, there was probably a lot of drinking going on at the friendly. Team tournament, Eldar won again. Eldar just unbeatable in the new edition of 40K, apparently.
That must be some sort of like team tournament exploit.
I don't think so. From what I hear, Eldar were like unbeatable last year too. So
I don't know. I don't follow it. So
I don't either.
know. But like I know that generally the team tournament is won by exploitation, not actual gameplay.
Yeah, and it was a really nice looking army too. A lot of good team tournament stuff. There was some really really shitty stuff, but of course.
Yeah, there was I saw the chaos potato. I saw that highlighted. That's awful. That's the thing that inspired me to make that post.
You raged hard at the chaos potato.
Well, that's the thing that inspired me to make that post, where I was talking about how like I rip on historical gamers a lot, but I think people who actually play gag armies are worse.
Yeah,
like the Monty Python fucking Bretonians or whatever. Like that is awful. Like the worst. So
I think out of all of it though, like the Monty Python Bretonians were done so well though.
Baseball ogres.
Okay, I'll give you the baseball ogres.
No, the Monty Python guys, they're lumped in. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care if you're the best painter and sculptor in the world. If you do a fucking goofy army, it's awful. You're the lowest. Like the tier, the bar has been lowered.
What about Steve? Steve, what about this? Bolt action Hydra army or Cobra.
That's still a gag army. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's a historical gag army.
So like that would be like some sort of fusion of terrible. Like that's like a butt shitting diarrhea and like a mouth barfing diarrhea, and then you like put them together so the mouth is barfing diarrhea into the asshole while the asshole is diarrheaing into the mouth, and there's just like an infinite loop of diarrhea.
All right. Oh, I'm just saying.
That's the fusion.
So
it's not good.
So I played in 2 tournaments this year. Steve heard all about my one.
I did.
So here's my thing with tournaments, and I didn't know this was other than this, but I thought that if you were gonna play in a tournament, not like a friendly, you brought a hard army, right?
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how sane people would look at it.
Yeah, I mean,
now tell us how miniatures players look at it.
So I played in the Bolt Action Team tournament, and actually there was a lot of like fans of the podcast playing in it, which I was really impressed with. One of the guys told me to tell him to say on the air that his friend plays a stupid baby game, and he's a stupid baby for playing a stupid baby game. I told him to email me on the Facebook page, but he did not, so I'm not going to do it by name. But there you go. There's your sound clip. This person is a stupid baby who plays a stupid baby game. There you go.
Sick sound clip. Weenie in the butt. Wow. Weekends in the morning.
So I played with Tim. We brought an army. I brought Italians. He brought
Nazis.
Waffen SS. Yeah,
of course,
Nazis. And we played we brought a really really hard army. And I was like, I designed it around like, all right, fuck it, this is gonna be tough. Like I fucking want to win. Let's bring a hard ass army and just play it hardcore.
How many flame tanks?
You're not allowed flame tanks at the tournament.
Oh, that's bullshit. How many flamethrowers?
2.
Is that max?
We probably could have fit in a couple more if we wanted to, but there was no real point to it. Like the army was hard enough as it is.
2 is ideal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first game we played, it was fine. It was like me and Tim had never played before with these 2 armies, so I had played a lot separately. He had played a lot separately, but this was our first time kind of congealing together, and we ended up winning.
Congealing.
Yeah. We played against the really tough as nails British and French army, actually, which is weird. So it was a lot of fun. Next army, blowout, tabled them. Every figure in the army was just dead. And we're like, okay, all right, that's fine. But you could see it like in the guys' eyes as we're playing, like they're just getting madder and madder and madder. And they were playing US, and US is probably the easiest army in the world to build, like an army that you could just fucking run the table with. Mm-hmm. In fact, there was one guy who like and we'll talk about this off air because because I really can't say too much, but it was the cheesiest damn thing I've ever seen in my life.
Nice.
And then
And
then there was our third game. We actually beat these guys so bad. A guy had to leave the room because he was just so like he was beat red. He was an older guy too, like probably in his late 50s, maybe early to late 50s. But he just turned beat red.
Standard historical grognard.
But here's the thing: it wasn't anything to do with our playing or our army composition. It was his playing. He was just a shit player who didn't know the fucking rules of the game.
How the hell were they undefeated at that point?
They weren't undefeated at that point.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Miniatures tournaments don't actually have real pairing. They have fake pairing.
Swiss rules, I guess what they call it.
Well, see, no, that's the thing. It's not Swiss.
Yeah,
Because
or
if
whatever,
you were 2-0
we
at
should
that
play
round, you should play a 2-0.
But I don't think there was any actual other 2-0 players. I think that's how. But and we were playing on a board that was impossible.
That means that tournament's really small if there was no other 2-0 team.
20 players, or 20 teams.
So there should have been one other 2-0.
I don't know, maybe not. But the guy, this is another complaint. How the fuck do you go to a tournament and not know the damn rules to the game? I'm not saying like
ask a whole bunch of people in the team tournament for 40K.
40K. I mean, there was like small things. Like you could catch a person on something small. I'm still learning the rules of the fucking game, and I've been playing like every week for 2 years straight.
Isn't that a stupid True Line of Sight game?
Yeah. But but there was a thing, like he was trying to shoot his tank through like one of his units I'm like, you can't do that. You can't shoot within 1 inch of a unit. It's like it's a standard thing in the fucking game. And he's like, well, what the fuck?
Oh, his tank is 1 inch behind his infantry?
Well, no, the gun, like you can't shoot within 1 inch of your other unit. Like you have to make sure you have at least 1 inch clearing between the gun and the unit.
So his tank is right on the ass of his unit.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And I was just
move
like,
the unit forward.
Well, he was trying to move his tank so he could shoot, and I was just like, I'm not really comfortable with like this shot right here, and I'm trying to be nice, I'm trying to be civil because I can already tell this guy's getting pissed because we're tabling him, and I'm like, I would just like it if you moved up like an inch more, you'd have the clearance to do it. He's like, no, I already fucking moved it. I can't shoot. And he had to leave the room. I'm like, fuck this. His teammate was just like, he's just upset. He needs to go have a cigarette. It was like me and Tim are like laughing at each other, like just like fucking hell. And it was actually like a couple points like. Now, normally I'm the guy that if I catch a person doing something wrong with the rules and it's to my advantage, I'm just going to leave it alone. But if he does something wrong with the rules and it's not to my advantage, I'm going to call him on that. And but there was this one point he just totally completely followed the rules, but it was allow him to kill like one thing. And I'm just like, well, fuck it. The guy's already pissed. I'm going to give him his little baby win and let him pass through it. But I'm like, God damn it. So anyway, yeah. But we ended up winning best painted. I think our sportsmanship scores were really low.
Would you say 7 out of 30?
Probably.
And once again, you have why miniatures tournaments are awful because they don't have real scores. You can be the champion, but not the champion.
Yeah, I mean that was like it was kind of.
That's always been my big issue with miniatures games. Is it's like oh, I didn't win because my fucking sports scores were low because I built a hard army. Great, cool.
Yeah,
like. Or like because there's also people who don't understand comp in sports.
Yeah.
So they're less like his army is really good, so I'm gonna score his sports at 0 and his comp at 0.
Well, I mean, there was also like,
idiot casuals.
This is just me bitching and moaning about something stupid, but like I normally do. The final table that we played on, the one where the guy got really mad, it was a scenario table where they gave you a scenario, like these are the terms of this scenario. This is what your victory points were. The victory was almost impossible. You couldn't get a victory. No one had gotten a victory on that table all day. Because the scenario was impossible to win. We had killed the entire...
Wait, you were playing a different scenario than every other person at the tournament at that time?
Yeah.
What?
Certain of the tables had these scenarios. This one was... like most of them were like capture the objective scenarios. About 90%. This one was you had to grab something and move it off the table edge. But it was impossible to do on that table. Not impossible, but it was... in a 6-turn game for only an hour and a half that we had to play it, or 2 hours to play it, impossible to do.
That's awful. That sounds like an awful, awful tournament. Whoever came up with that idea should be very ashamed of themselves.
I was not very happy with that
when you
either.
play around, everyone at the fucking tournament needs to be playing the same.
exact same rules.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's terrible.
No, I completely agree.
There you go, folks. Yet another reason not to play shitty historical games. You heard it here first.
Steve's pointing to you guys, the audience. Yeah, but I mean, it was still fun to play. I mean, we tabled the team. That was all that mattered in the long run. But it's like where you could see that we were not able to get 3 victories because of the dumb scenario, even though we tabled the other team.
So tabling doesn't count as a full win in
nope.
in butt action.
I mean, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 models still alive on the board, but still,
you didn't actually table them.
Yeah. First one we did. Second game we did.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because if you actually table them, it doesn't count as a full win. It's really awkward.
Yeah, which is, whatever. But the
action,
the third. But apparently, the game that was going on later that night, I was told that people were bitching and moaning about me and Tim's lists all night long. So yeah, a thumbs up. I'm very excited because that was the plan. It was I wanted to create a hard as nails fucking tournament army that people would be like, holy fuck, I thought people were going to do that. No, they brought like little whiffy cheesy armies.
Garbage armies.
They brought garbage armies. I wanted to say all right, we could sit here and play for 2 hours and you will lose, or we could just say that I win right now and then you could be done with this.
That fart was fantastic. It felt really good.
Yeah, and then I played in the tank tournament on Sunday, which was just a standard fun tournament. It was great. I liked it.
It's just all tanks.
Yeah, well, tanks and a couple troops.
We're playing with tanks. Pew pew
pew pew pew. Exactly, that's what you do. Yeah. I went 3 for 3. I'm 3 on 3.
I like to call him my ineptus mechanicus. Every time.
Did you see? Huh? Did you see the new 40K army?
No, is it ineptus mechanicus?
Yeah. Well, we could talk about that a little bit later.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to 40K.
But the tank tournament was fun, and I didn't bring anything super cheesy or hard to that one. I just brought a fun army because it was Sunday. I was so exhausted on Friday that when we went out to eat at 9 o'clock after the tournament ended, I was sitting right next to Andy Chambers, legendary game creator Andy Chambers, and I didn't
legendary
even know.
quote unquote.
Hey, he did most of second edition 40K. Don't talk bad about Andy Chambers.
I actually like second edition 40K. So
I know, that's what I'm saying.
The yellows and reds.
A lot of other good stuff came out of there. I want to show you some of my.
He did the shitty orc book though. He made a really bad orc book.
I want to show you some of the.
Or did he make the good one? I don't know if I can remember.
Of the freebies. This is a Robotech sprue. I don't know if you've seen the actual sprue from Robotech.
Is this one fucking miniature?
I think it's 2. Steve is looking at the Robotech sprue with a quizzical look.
Dumb. Throw it in the garbage.
Let me tell you this. Yes, this looks insane. However, I did see a couple Robotech armies that were being played during the convention. It's a fucking really nice looking game. The figures, if done correctly and painted up nice, it's a really nice looking game.
Dumb. Throw it in the garbage.
Yeah. You like Robotech though.
Yeah, but I can play a fucking Robotech miniatures game.
What's the Robotech theme? Do the Robotech theme. You don't know the Robotech?
No.
What about Macross?
I know Macross. I'm not a Japanese woman, so I can't sing. Yeah, they have many the music is really important in Macross. Yeah. There's always idols. That's every single Macross movie is there's mech things and then there's a pop idol and there's a song for the movie every time.
Okay, I don't know this, so I'm taking your word for it. I also got this free. I thought you might want to take a look at that. It's a little Relic Knights figure.
Hey, it's Captain Harlock.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying not Captain Harlock.
Oh wait, this is the Penny Arcade guy. Because it's Gabe.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
So, burn that with the Robotech sprue.
Wild Space Gabe. You want to see the actual?
What's that?
There's a cardinal walking around on our patio.
Nice. Cardinals.
Here's the sculpt. You can see it's
I like summer.
As opposed to what they were talking about. The sculpts aren't too. As I was saying, they really fixed a lot of the problems with the sculpts after the initial run.
Let's see. Well, it looks like he has 0 package, so at least that's accurate for the Penny Arcade guy. Fuck you, Penny Arcade.
And speaking of Relic Knights, I got to talk with the Relic Knights guys, with Soda Pop Minis about the new one, Ninja All Stars. I talked to Vendor Badge really quickly. I asked him if the nickname Vendor Badge had caught on, and he said no. So I don't know how that makes you feel.
I wasn't trying to make it a nickname to catch on. Just I want to call him Vendor Badge.
Yes, I did. I spoke to him for a while and all that. But I did talk.
Well, did his badge just say Vendor Badge?
No, it did not.
See, then you can't call him Vendor Badge at that point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the thing. He asked that was the joke. Is he had a name tag, but instead of having his name, it just said Vendor Badge. The hell are you looking for?
I was looking for this guy.
Some nudes.
Yes. Oh, well, this guy, one of the guy from Ninja All Stars who did who actually wrote Ninja All Stars from Soda Pop Minis. I had his card, and I don't have it right now. I was going to mention it by name.
Ball.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, well, if Steve shows up to the convention, we'll try and get an interview. But you, of course, decided like, there's a large gaming convention going on in my hometown. Meh, I don't care.
Nope.
No, I'm gonna stay at home.
I actually didn't just decide that. I decided much prior. I was like, who fucking cares? I'm not playing anything there. Meh, whatever.
It was the floor was in the buying room was real nice this year.
I didn't
too.
have money to blow. And
well, that's
I
probably
wasn't
part of the
playing
reason.
anything.
That would be a good reason not to go.
So it was like two things: one, no money to blow; two, playing nothing.
Because
No
I was
reason.
going to say the Dark Age guys were out there in force.
Yes.
And I think we convinced Cliff, the listener of the podcast, to get into Drop Zone Commander.
Oh no! Fuck, Drop Zone Commander looks so good.
Yeah, they were out in force. They had some really nice stuff going on there.
It looks so good.
I really like the new one. They got the little Resistance. Have you seen the Resistance? It looks like Mad Max, like cars with like fucking missiles and shit on
Speaking
there.
of Mad Max, that movie looks fucking sweet.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
so excited about it.
So yeah, I was talking with the guy from Ninja All Stars, and the Kickstarter went up earlier this week. It's already at $190,000.
That's Super Dungeon Explorer, but ninjas.
Yeah, it's not Super Dungeon Explorer at all. It's just got the minis are in the style of Super Dungeon
Are there
Explorer.
special dice?
Yes, there are.
God damn it! Fucking stop making special dice games, please. Every manufacturer, stop.
I'm not going to disagree with you on this.
Stop.
Please stop. So you get in the box. It's like it's they did it like they did it before. It's $100. You get everything all with the $100.
I'm sure it'll be a good value and it'll look good. Those guys do not make bad product.
Yeah, I just got the notification that my Super Dungeon Explorer Kickstarter just got shipped.
Your Forgotten King?
My Forgotten Kings just got shipped.
Is that the centaur vagina?
Yes.
Nice.
So it was supposed to come out in December, January, February. So 3 months delay.
Not bad.
Not bad. So you're getting a lot of fucking shit in this Kickstarter right now. The
How
only
about that Lord of Demons Kickstarter, the fucking RPG?
Yeah, that
looks
looks
pretty
nice.
Looks pretty metal.
Well, I was going to talk about that in a little bit. I wanted to go through this as
it's more exciting than the ninjas.
Okay, so you get right now you're getting 4 units inside the box set. I think there's more that are going to be added. There's a bunch of fucking shit. I mean, this thing is only like a week old and they're already way past their goals. So
Right. That's the thing, like those Kickstarters are kind of like to talk about because like anyone who's backing it knows it's good. Anyone who's ever had any of their games knows it's good. There's no like twists and turns or surprises. It's not like
there's a dude with a barrel on his head.
like people got it. Like you know what I mean? Like everybody who's like who follows
Soda Pop?
Super Dungeon Explorer and Soda Pop, they're like, oh, they're already in on this.
Yeah.
There's not a surprise like, oh, what's this game? I never heard of it.
Well, this is a straight.
This
This is a straight.
looks like a straight battle game.
Yeah, it's a 1v1, and you can do up to 2v2 battle game. You move your guys around. It seems kind of cool.
That's good.
I'm not necessarily. I'm kind of worried about future play with it because I think once you get through like the basic scenarios, it might become a little stale on there. But they got some cool stuff like there's like little lanterns and stuff that you could put on the board, and it's all about not being detected as part of the game because you're playing ninjas. And if you get too close to a lantern, you can be detected, or you can stuff like that. It looks pretty interesting. There's going to be, of course, cards.
There's hero cards. For
There's going to be
Explorer.
hero cards for Super Dungeon Explorer, which looks cool too. That's like my only complaint about this game in general is I just don't like that everything's in the Super Dungeon Explorer style. I'm like, I already
But people love that style.
I know. I have a game already that's in that Super Dungeon Explorer style. It's Super Dungeon Explorer. I don't need another game that's going to be in the Super Dungeon Explorer style.
Just saying, people love it.
I know. But that's, if I'm taking my time to paint my minis, to clean them and do all the stuff, I want something that's going to be different than what I already have.
I think a lot of people don't paint them for
no, they
Dungeon
don't.
Explorer.
No,
I
they
think
don't.
a lot of people play it as a board game. So
Yeah.
like having it this is clearly like color coded. I think that makes a little bit more sense because when you're dealing with minis, if you have detailed sculpts for your minis,
Yeah.
they don't have the instant recognition when they're on the game board.
Yeah.
It's like that looks like a little guy. It's like you actually can't tell that he is from this faction, not this faction. So with that, you've got a big chunky colored piece. People immediately go, "That's blue. That's red. These guys are fighting." I see what everything is without having to paint it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the appeal. And I think a lot of new IP and stuff like that's the thing now. Just like you have to have figures that look good without painting, because a lot of people who play board games, they're into these games now, like Super Dungeon Explorer, and probably into this one, and like they're into them as board gamers. And like board gamers, a lot of times there's not crossover with miniatures.
Who do you respect more, Steve? Board gamers or mini gamers?
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of board gamers. There's a lot of different types.
Yeah.
But like, I think board game tournaments are weird.
Yeah, can't wrap your head around it.
It's just kind of weird, and it's like, what do I consider a board game? Like, it's like Twilight Imperium. That's a straight up board game. You could probably have a tournament for it. And be
You want to talk about board game tournaments for a second? And you want to talk about how
the Golden Train Trophy?
You want to talk about how Indianapolis has gone, and Indiana has gone full. I would say full retard in the vein of the movie, but that would be offensive to people with cognitive delays.
Hey, boycott Indiana.
Fuck, I've been saying that for fucking years. Boycott Indiana. The place is fucking stuck in 1976. They were like, we're at the bicentennial. This is the greatest America's ever been. We're never going to progress past this. Fuck that state and all. Like, I just saw a thing today. Okay, so for those who are not aware, Indiana has passed the Religious Freedom Bill, which is basically you're free to basically be a bigot, be a big old racist, homophobic bigot. All that you want. That's what your state is giving you the ability to be. That's fine.
Because Jesus.
Well, here's my thing. I don't care if you are a racist, homophobic bigot, but the state is allowing you to...
You better bake a rainbow cake.
Yeah. The state is allowing you to say, we don't serve your kind here.
Yes.
Literally, they're allowing you to say that.
It's Jim Crow.
Yeah. I get it. I get that you want to be like just a Neanderthal. No, that's offensive to Neanderthals. It's allowing you to be just the lowest form of scum on the planet. I will not be going to Indianapolis this year for Gen Con. I think I've made that decision until the lawsuit comes about where or whatever court just goes, no, you guys can't do this. Because it's inevitable. I don't think I'm going to be going to Gen Con this year.
I also
would encourage any of our listeners to say, fuck Gen Con.
I was going to go to Gen Con. I have decided not to.
I was going to go too, but I'm just like, I don't fucking want to deal with this. Like
I'll just fucking stay home and play fucking Bloodborne.
Yeah. I don't want to fucking give any of my money to anyone in that state. Anyone, period. It's so awful on every level.
Like I said, Indiana's become part of quote unquote the South.
No shit. Well,
quote unquote the South being a national embarrassment.
I mean, this is like
I think that's like Welsh people for the UK. I don't know. Welshie. I almost killed Joe.
You did.
My plan
Welsh.
failed.
Bunch of sheep fuckers.
Welshie.
A bunch of all of the Welsh people listening to this podcast are like,
There's no Welsh people listening to this podcast.
Yeah,
they can't figure out how to use the computers.
We have too many letters in our alphabet for the Welsh to listen to it. You know that our UK listeners are like,
Yeah, they're having what is it?
They're having a sensible chuckle.
Yes. Oh, I'm having a sensible chuckle at this.
Have you watched Danger 5 yet on Netflix?
So I think if I was more into the shows that Danger 5 is parodying,
yeah,
I would have much more appreciation for it. Mm-hmm. I watched 4 episodes, the first 4, and like there's some where I'm like, like aha, ha, like
it does get a little old after a while.
It's not my thing. I can see where people would like it. I think the running gags are pretty funny. Like the fact that Hitler constantly jumps out the window. Like every episode, he jumps out of a window. But overall, I am not going to continue viewership of Danger 5.
I just always like the Eagle guy coming in. As always, killed Hitler.
Yeah, yes, and always don't forget, killed Hitler. Oh, and the other thing that's funny is the French guy who everyone who dies gives him a drink recipe. That's so weird. It's just like,
well, the whole show is just weird, which is why I like it.
There's Nazi dinosaurs as well.
There is Nazi dinosaurs.
Yeah, like,
the pterodactyl guy.
Yeah, yeah, he's like punching them. Yeah, so like I said, I will not continue viewership, but I think if you watched a lot of those '60s spy shows, probably really would like it, and like the bad dubbing, like they're doing a good job, but it's not my thing.
Yeah, the guy has a Sensible Chuckle magazine.
yes, Sensible Chuckle magazine.
It's good times. But anyway, yeah, fuck Indiana.
This is a fine comment.
Fuck Indiana. Fuck it so bad. You see, now I grew up next to Indiana my entire life. I was actually born in Indiana. To give up my dark secret, I was born in Hammond, Indiana, or Munster, Indiana. Sorry.
I was born in Chicago.
Well, I was born and I lived all my life on the border in Chicago, as far east and south as you can go in Chicago without actually being over the border. But that state, okay, so when you go on the expressway into Indiana, there's a big billboard that says like cigarettes kill a bus full of Hoosiers every day. And my dad,
not enough.
My dad says there, he goes, that's not enough. Every time we drove through there. And to this day, I still say that when I see that sign.
Gen Con deleted my comment, but I posted whenever, like, when people were like defending and like raging or whatever. The political like cesspool that was happening underneath Gen Con's post of their letter. Yeah. I just wrote Hoosiers was a terrible movie. And like I had a bunch of likes, and then Gen Con deleted it. And I was so mad. I was like, "Come on, that was gold.
It's gold, Jerry.
It's fucking gold. Hoosiers was a terrible movie. Fucking gold." And I got wrecked by Gen Con.
Yeah, they got a contract to 2015. Gen Con kind of they wussed out a little bit. Not they didn't wuss out. They said, "Look, we're gonna honor our contract to 2020." But they're probably gonna end up moving out. They were looking to move out of there anyway, from what I hear. I don't know where
they're going to stay there for another 5 years.
Well, they have a contract to 2020.
That's fucking stupid. Why would you have a contract for so long?
Probably they gave them a really fucking good deal. Well, they said it brings in like $50 million to Indianapolis every year. Yep. So but here's the thing: is like, where the fuck are they going to move it to?
So they immediately caved. Is what you're telling me? Gen Con immediately caved.
Well, no, I think
that's just yet another reason not to go to Gen Con.
I think they're using they might use this as like a pretext for like when they actually move, they're going to be like, well, we didn't want to fucking be here anyway because of this.
Or they're just using it for free publicity. Yeah. That's probably what they're using it for.
That could be it too.
Because news outlets were covering it.
Yeah.
So like they're just using it as publicity. They don't actually care.
Yeah. And
so yet another reason to not go to Gen Con.
But I'm like, where the fuck else can they go? Like after Indianapolis, Indy's a big city. Maybe they're
not going to bring it to Chicago because Chicago's too fucking expensive.
Chicago fucking sucks when it comes to conventions anyway. C2E2 is great, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But C2E2, there's no hotels anywhere. Gen Con is a destination convention. People come from all around to go there. C2E2 is not a destination convention. It's more of like just localized. People might come in from...
It's a great convention.
Yeah, but people might come in from like out of town for a day and then leave.
Yeah.
But Gen Con is one of those, you come in for the weekend because you're playing games all weekend long. Right. So it's like, where are they going to go? They can go maybe St. Louis. They're probably not going to go.
St. Louis smells like pee, though.
St. Louis is a shit city.
Yeah. St. Louis is awful. It smells like pee. I mean, there's a lot of bullets in the air in Chicago, so there's that.
Yeah. There's also parts of Chicago that faintly smell of urine as well.
I thought that was just the blood.
It could be. It's very tangy. You could maybe do somewhere...
But man, I tell you one thing. A Chicago dog in one hand, Italian beef in the other. You're gold.
See, everyone always goes deep dish pizza. I'm like, no, Chicago's with the Italian beef.
It's a combo. It's the beef with sausage.
The beef
sausage. Yeah.
Maybe on top of a pizza, deep dish pizza, baked into the deep dish.
For me, like, I grew up in Chicago. Like, that's where I grew up. I didn't move out to the suburbs until I was older. And like for me, like that, like Chicago food is hot dogs, combos.
Yeah.
So beef with sausage.
I don't like the beef with sausage. I just like the beef.
But that's the thing. Like that was Chicago food, and then fucking the Mexican dudes would always be coming around with their carts with their
the paletas or
ice cream.
Yeah, the paletas.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell it's called, but like, yeah. And I didn't speak a word of Spanish. He didn't speak a word of English. But I go un banana. He goes boop. Here's the banana.
Banana.
And then like what's the place that has super amazing pork chop sandwiches? I don't know. There's a.
Are you talking down in Midlothian?
It might be.
Okay,
yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's killer pork chop sandwiches. Like that's what they're known for. The pork chop sandwiches.
I think I know. Yeah, that's down in Midlothian.
Yeah, and like and that's Chicago food for me. Like pizza. you know, like, yeah, the deep dish pizza,
But in
sure.
St. Louis, you can get yourself some St. Louis barbecue.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, sure. Like, there's like the pizza is a thing, but that's not like when you're talking real Chicago food.
That was actually something one of the things I liked about Gen Con was all of the food trucks that they had there.
The food trucks are really sweet.
That was a really great addition to that. But yeah, Gen Con is not going to be moving to Ohio because you already got Origins in Ohio. I was thinking that maybe a good place would be Minneapolis.
The soda?
Yeah, out in the Twin Cities there. We could go hang out with Pat B's family. There, don't you know? I think that would be because, you know, that's where Fantasy Flight is based out of.
Yeah.
So I think that would actually be a big coup for them to get them to come out.
Yeah.
As we know, Fantasy Flight has one of the biggest.
Hopefully not Seattle.
I don't think it would go to Seattle.
Well, I mean, Seattle's just like got all the gaming companies in it.
Oh yeah, well no, I think they're going to try and stay away from the coast. I think they'll stay in the Midwest. The only other place I was thinking is maybe Nashville, but that's once again you're going from like out of the fire into the frying pan with the fucking going down south.
Out of the fire, into the fire.
Yeah.
There's no frying pan, just fire.
I'm not going to go deal with these bigots. I'm going to go deal with these bigots. These people have been bigots way longer than these people have been bigots.
They're much better at it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people in Wisconsin are really excited. They think they're going to get it back. You ain't getting it back.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Milwaukee's a pretty shitty city.
It's not big enough.
No, not big enough at all. But yeah,
Milwaukee isn't that bad. It's not big enough.
There's nothing there anymore. The place is like a fucking looks like Detroit from fucking from
I don't know,
RoboCop.
dude. Like in fucking Indianapolis is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I hope
there's like nothing. It's like there's the Gen Con building, and then like that's it. Like there's like a few things around it. Other than that, it's like it's fucking like drug addicts.
Well,
fucking crazy people come up to your car like.
I was just in Indianapolis like 2 weeks ago, and they had we go there for the food because they have like a really good food culture in Indianapolis, like just great restaurants. But the Children's Museum there is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a fine city. There's nothing wrong with Indianapolis. It's like a bastion of civilization. It's the fucking state of filth. Fucking shit. Like it looks like The Walking Dead. When you drive through Indiana, it looks like the opening of The Walking Dead.
It kind of sounds like the opening of Walking Dead too. You just hear like people like crying out, like what the fuck's going on?
Gay people all around me. No, their touch will turn me homo.
Indianapolis though, like for me, like I never been a fan of Indianapolis. Like I stay very, very close to the convention center because anywhere else around there, just like it's bums, drug addicts, creepy people using their own urine to wash your car. That's a true story. So that actually happened.
Yeah, there's
I was never a big fan of Indianapolis.
They have a little like college town area that's pretty nice out there too.
Yeah, like I stay in by the convention center.
Fuck that state though. And it's like, and the thing that bothers me is that the politicians who voted for this know that it won't hold up in court. They're just doing it so they can say, "Well, we tried to protect you from the homos." It's like, dude, fuck you, and fuck your state.
Yeah, well,
that's the Game Classy stance on this fucking state.
Nothing good ever comes out of religion.
Well, nothing good ever comes out of fucking Indiana, except
also true.
Oh, maybe okay. Larry Bird. I'll give you Larry Bird.
All right, yeah. I'll give you Larry Bird because Jordan versus Bird on NES is a classic.
Classic. He's also a really good guy.
I'm gonna pick up this grape on the ground.
One last thing about Adepticon is I forgot to mention this. Mantic is doing their new Kickstarter.
Yeah, for Deadzone 2.
For Deadzone, yeah. Looks good. Oh, you know, Mantic always does like really good Kickstarters.
Yeah, their terrain is. I think the best thing about Deadzone is that terrain.
Yeah,
super
the terrain
nice.
is great. Yeah, the only thing that kind of sucks about Mantic, and the more I've been talking to people with stores, the more I've been realizing is Mantic is terrible about working with gaming stores. Like they don't really want stuff like. Because they do these Kickstarters that gives everyone, so everyone buys everything through the Kickstarters,
right?
So no one buys anything through the store, so the stores don't want to carry the stuff. So there's never any like gaming of Mantic games in the stores because people, the stores don't really like. Why don't bring that shit into my store? That sort of thing. But the sculpts all look really great. They got the Space Skaven in there now. They look really good. Yeah. So I would say it's definitely worth a buy. The terrain is really cool too. They have cool new industrial terrain. They have like big fans. So let's see. We talked about Ninja All Stars. We talked about Deadzone. One last Kickstarter thing, and I know this is just...
Is it a Kickstarter for Bloodborne?
No, we're not talking about Bloodborne today.
Oh man, I'm talking all about Bloodborne. It's so fucking good. I'm so excited. It's so fun.
there's another Kickstarter, and I'm just going to mention this really quickly. It's 28mm World War II Japanese. So for bolt action, I know this, and trust me, a lot of people at Adepticon came up to me playing in the bolt action tournament, fans of our podcast. So I would definitely recommend it. And you like the Japanese too. When I talked, you were like, "Can I play Japanese Zeros?" And I was like, "Well, it's not really an airplane game." You're like, "Fuck it, I ain't playing it." But these Japanese don't look racist, so I actually bought into it so I can have some Japanese guys that don't look like characters from a Bugs Bunny cartoon of the 1930s.
Bugs Bunny nips the nips.
Yeah, from a 1940s Bugs Bunny cartoon. So that's kind of what Warlord's plastics look like.
Nice. They have the buck teeth and everything.
With the little round glasses and everything. It's like, oh.
Nice.
These British sculptors.
When you open the box, is there a microchip that just goes da 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 da?
It opens up and goes, "Congratulations, you sir are racist." Yeah, so I'd buy into that one. No, news from Games Workshop: the new 40K faction, Adeptus Mechanicus. Finally, they're going to do them in plastics.
I call him my Ineptus Mechanicus.
Totally going to be using that if I play them, which I probably won't. But
since when do you play 40K?
No, I'm not playing 40K.
Yeah, it's like since when?
I'm not gonna play 40K.
I'm not gonna do it. What's that guy's name? Fucking the rat from
from Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web. Oh no! Don't eat the pig, Charlotte.
Oh God, I can't think of his name right now.
I'm not welcome in Indiana.
Because the guy always played the center square on Paul Lind on Hollywood Squares. Yeah. You'd always have the double entendres.
Yes.
No one ever believed he was gay because it was a different time, Steve.
Well, yeah, they didn't think Liberace was gay either.
Yeah. I had a big argument with
Liberace was gay.
Well, we're not going to play him on any Indiana radio stations.
Banned.
God, fucking! I did one last thing. I saw a guy post a thing on Gen Con's Facebook page because Gen Con's Facebook page has been hilarious. For the last few days.
If you got a few hours to kill, you can just take a look. It's a cesspool of humanity.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people trying to defend not serving a person who is different than you.
Yep.
There was wars fought over that, people. Wars fought over that.
I just posted that, be like, finally, now I can deny those coloreds the ability to
exactly.
Yeah.
Just replace the word gay with black people, and then that's how bad you sound as a human being.
No, I mean, that's my religion. Like, I can't serve anyone who's not Caucasian.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not Caucasian, I can't serve you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that's my strongly held religious belief. Sorry.
Fucking white people. That works on many levels because it is fucking white people. God damn it.
It's mostly just old people, actually.
Yeah, fucking old people.
It's old people. Like, that's
fucking historical gamers.
Yes.
Historical
gamers.
gamers.
I bet you a bunch of historical gamers are applauding that decision on Gen Con right now. Yeah. As they fucking adjust their suspenders.
Oh, it looks like a little paint chipped off of my Sherman M4A. I'm gonna paint that back up.
Oh my God, there's only 27 rivets here. I really screwed up. I hope none of the guys notice.
No, but someone on their Facebook page put up a thing that said, boycott Indiana, not Gen Con. And I'm just like, no, that's not the fucking
that's
point.
Not the same. That's not the same thing.
You go to Gen Con, you spend money at Gen Con, you're giving money to Indiana. That's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, most people will not. Most people will still go.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a bunch of people.
No, there's not.
But just keep in mind, if you are of any sort of orientation that's not just normal white dude, you are not welcome in Indiana. So to keep that in mind.
You know, what happens if someone says, like, I don't want to serve a woman because that's against my religion?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
You can definitely do that. You're like, she's not in her Durka. So get out. Get out, please.
It's so awful on every level. I don't like to get, as I always say, I don't like to get political on this fucking podcast.
This is very gaming related, though.
This is gaming related, and this
is political and gaming related at the same time.
Fuck you related. That's what it is.
Yeah, at the same time. It's like you like normally we shy away from most political discussion, but this is directly impacting the gaming community. In the world,
especially
lots of people come to Gen Con.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like people come from many countries to Gen Con. It's like a mecca of gaming, and like you are not welcome. Like that's simple as that. Like don't do it.
Don't spend your money. Go to Origins.
Yeah.
Go to fucking Adepticon.
Go to Gamma.
Go to Gamma. Do something other than.
Yeah. with this news, actually, like I kind of am annoyed I didn't go to Adepticon because I could have just spent money there instead of the money that I'm now not going to spend at Gen Con.
Why don't you just spend your money on Amazon? Fuck those people.
There is Amazon. Amazon's I buy a lot of shit on Amazon, but not a lot of gaming stuff.
Yeah, the prices are not.
Yeah, not to mention like I have a discount.
Yeah, you get like a massive discount.
And I have a hookup to a bunch of game store owners, so if it's something that I can't get, I can be like, hey, can you get this for me?
I know that's the way I feel like at this point with my gaming stuff is just like I know enough people in the industry that I can get shit for super cheap.
I got in a car accident, so I'm selling a bunch of my shit.
Oh, that sucks, Steve.
Their car was fine. My car's wheel well was crushed.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Did you hit them or they hit you?
They hit me.
Oh.
But
their insurance not paying for it. They're telling you just. Paying
I have no idea.
They're paying you to junk the car.
No. The car is not totaled. It's like the fucking wheel is crushed, like where the wheel is.
Yeah, I know what. Yeah.
Nothing else in the car is damaged. So like when I was sitting in the car, I figured like, oh, we're gonna be able to drive away after we do this. But the cop comes and he's like, okay, you can pull away, and like she pulled up, and he's like, we need to get a tow truck for you because your car's not drivable. I'm like, what? Really? Because like my airbags didn't go off. Like her car, when she pulled it away, was fucking fine. And then I got out. I couldn't open my door, and I'm like, oh fuck. So I went around and I looked, and I was like,
from fucking Indiana.
I looked down and I was like, shit. It's like that's fucking awful. So I'm selling a whole bunch of shit. I'm selling almost all my miniatures, like just like selling everything.
Yeah.
And then so it's like it's simultaneous.
Well, her insurance should give you some.
My insurance should cover it. I have full coverage.
Yeah. I was saying, yeah,
So I'll just pay the deductible. But still, like I'm selling a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah. So we got to cut just a few other things before the end of the cast. That Kickstarter you liked, the Shadow of the Demon Lord.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. Would you give it a thumbs up?
Totally stole my character sheet.
What, just the big fat guy?
No, the character sheet. There's I designed a character sheet for a long time ago for my own miniatures game that used the Vitruvian Man.
Oh, okay.
And like that's where your like the stats were related. Theirs is a pentagram, but it's like it's the same concept. Yeah, like mine was like you have the stat on the right hand. Yeah, and like you have the stat on the right hand, and then there was like the governed stats were smaller circles next to it. I did that exact same design, so like just goes to show you that your idea is not original. No one's idea is original. Someone else is thinking of it right now.
And what was the? Wasn't there like a Swedish one that one of our listeners that?
I can't remember the name
Skander.
of it. It's not Feast Song. It's something. Yeah, Skanderfani.
Is it the Saved by the Bell Bayside High School board game?
No, that's awesome. There's $1. There's $1 pledged.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's $1. That thing's hilarious.
That thing is hilarious. Okay, so it is Simbarum. It's
Simbarum.
Simbarum. I feel like a character from like fucking.
I think it's just Simbarum.
I feel like a character from the Labyrinth. Simbarum.
She chose down.
It looks cool. It's apparently just an English translation of a Swedish game.
Yeah.
So as we all know, it will be metal.
It will be metal.
It will be metal.
Lamentations of the Flame Princess, also metal. This demon-looking game, also metal. There's a lot of metal RPGs coming out.
Exactly. Well, some people they just like their metal RPGs.
Well, I like it's cool. I like the like they have the appeal of like they're like the role-playing equivalent of Bloodborne.
See, this is why I'm not letting you talk about Bloodborne, just because you keep on shoving it into
I'm gonna just keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it till I'm done with it.
keep doing it till I'm done with it. Fuck this shit.
Not done with it yet.
Yeah. So I hope Gen Con moves to fucking Minneapolis. I'd like to go to Minneapolis.
I heard Minneapolis is pretty cool.
I've heard great things about it too. What if it moves to Detroit?
That's not gonna happen.
Bum, 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 bum.
You have 10 seconds to comply. Getting shot on miniatures. It's like
Steve, you're fired.
Thank you. What's your name, son? Murphy. I'd buy that for $1.
Bitches leave.
Oh man.
Red Foreman.
Nuke them. Nuke them before they get you.
I think we've covered all of the good quotes.
Dude, fucking RoboCop's such a brilliant film.
Yeah.
Brilliant movie.
Yeah. RoboCop 2 and 3, not so much.
Yeah, well. 3 was really bad. 2 was
Yeah. But definitely the first RoboCop, brilliant movie.
Yeah, brilliant. Everything about the first RoboCop is good. I bought the RoboCop trilogy on Blu-ray because it was $6, and I was like, I'd pay that for RoboCop.
For just RoboCop.
Just RoboCop,
yeah.
so I'll take it. I've watched RoboCop twice, and I've not watched 2 or 3.
I think my buddy Nick said it best when it's just everything I know about Detroit I've learned from RoboCop.
That's right. There's that melty guy. He's wandering around.
Car hits me, explodes.
He guts all over Red Foreman's fucking van.
That movie is amazing. But yeah, I would.
Did you see the remake?
No, God no. Why would I give any sort of money attention to that?
I just wanted to know because I think it's on Netflix.
It is
so
on
you might have
Netflix.
watched it.
The only reason I'd watch it, Michael Keaton. But aside from that,
I wanted
not
to know
watching
if it had commercials
I don't know. I'm not gonna watch
because
it.
that's a huge part of the first RoboCop movie.
I watched the remake of Total Recall, and I was like, "This is garbage," and then, so I'm not watching that again.
Well, yeah, it's got fucking Colin Farrell in it. He's terrible.
Have you ever seen In Bruges? Go watch In Bruges.
No,
it's a good movie,
but I don't think I'd like it.
Actually,
It's got Colin Farrell. Every single movie I've seen Colin Farrell in has been shit. Every one of them.
I think he's a decent actor, but that you know who thinks that Colin Farrell's a shitty actor? My wife. My wife hates Colin Farrell.
I think he's terrible.
Well, we were just watching something with him, and then she was like, "I hate this fucking movie." I'm like, "It's actually a really good movie." She's like, "I just don't like Colin Farrell."
Yeah, I mean, I hate Colin Farrell too.
Yeah, go watch it. Go watch In Bruges, though. Seriously,
I don't even know what that is.
it's a good like dark black like crime comedy, kind of like not like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, but just a similar flavor, if you will.
Is it like the one where John Travolta shoots that lady in the face?
Pulp Fiction?
No, it's from from Paris or something.
Oh God, no.
That part of that movie was fucking awesome.
No. But yeah, God, moving to Detroit, that'd just be terrible.
It's true.
You could probably buy a house cheaper than renting a hotel room up there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just stay in there for a little while and then leave.
Yeah, exactly. Abandon it just like it was before.
Yep.
You'd have to kick out all the hobos.
I don't think you'd have to pay anything. I think you just go in there, just head up. I think a family leaves Detroit every like 6 minutes. I think something like that. Like legit. Like
yeah.
that city's getting abandoned.
Yeah, as well it should be. Sometimes I think we should just abandon certain.
You know why? It's because RoboCop's not there.
Yeah, RoboCop's not there. When I drove out to Rockford, Illinois, I was like, why do people still live here? This is like the third biggest city in Illinois.
Hookers.
In Rockford? Yeah, Rockford Hookers. Yeah. The Rockford Hookers is an amazing rollerball team. Fuck that city. It's like you're driving through there. It looks like the fucking ash wastes of The Great Gatsby that you read about when you're in 12th grade
That's a
English.
terrible book.
I'm just saying. Making a literary reference there. All right, we're about done for the
terrible one.
Oh, it's horrible. So let's go over what did we learn today, Steve? Indiana's a shit state.
We already knew that. We didn't learn that.
We should do this at the end of the episode. We should just do like a recap of
what did we learn today?
What did we learn today? Indiana's a shit state. We already knew that, but we were just
can't really learn it.
Yeah. Well, we learned that it's more of a shit state than we already thought. Well, I already kind of thought it was a really big shit state, but this is just kind of just reaffirmed that. We learned that Warlord Mini's Japanese figures are very racist. We learned you should back metal RPGs.
Fucking metal.
I say you should back.
Speaking of what, Lucius Nature should be coming out soon. If you backed that, that's the bestiary for Lamentations of the Flame Princess.
Ooh. I think you should back Ninja All Stars. Steve, I don't know if you should say back it or not.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
If you're into that style of mini,
yeah,
go for it.
Back Mantic's new Kickstarter just for the terrain.
I believe they have a just terrain tier as well for you 40Kers out there or Infinitiers.
Oh god, the Infinity stuff looked nice when at Adepticon this year.
That Akira table looked pretty neat.
You know what had a huge fucking tournament at Gen Con and at Adepticon this year?
Don't say Malifaux. Don't say Malifaux.
It wasn't Malifaux. Malifaux just was tiny this year in comparison. Yes. Saga.
Oh, that's the one with the many dice.
Yeah, it's the Viking game.
That's okay. That's right. No, I always think it's the game with many dice. It's not.
Well, there's a lot of dice in Saga.
No, there's a many. I think it's
that's Dungeons and Dragons. Dragonlance had a game that used the Saga system.
No, there's a miniatures game that uses larger than 28 mil fantasy figures, and they have it's like D30, D20. Like it uses all dice sizes, and I always think when people say Saga, it's that, but no, it's the Viking game.
Yeah, huge tournament this year, just massive. I was like, fuck.
Well, don't you only need 10 guys?
You need a little bit more than that, but it's a big fucking tournament.
It didn't look like there was a lot of figures.
There's not a shit ton of figures in it, but I mean it's about I don't know, probably no more than 20 figs, no more than 20. But that was a huge tournament this year. I was really shocked that the fantasy tournament looked like Detroit. RoboCop was there.
Thank you for your cooperation.
What army are you playing? Demons. What army are you playing? Demons. What army are you playing? Demons. It's all fucking is demons. Because that game sucks.
I mean, you leave things broken long enough, they stay broken. Believe it or not, if you don't fix it, it stays broken.
I think the proper term would be it gets brokener. That's what happened with fantasy. All right, so what else did we learn? Anything else?
Reality bubbles.
Reality bubbles. Bubbles in the warp. Oh, fucking! That's another thing that fucking pissed me off about
Bubbles in the warp.
About Bolt Action Tournament. It's like, well, this is great. This is the first year we actually have, an even number of Axis players and an even number of Allies players. Well, why the fuck should that even matter? This game is designed that I, as an American player, can play another American player, and we can still have fun. I don't have to play we played Axis. We don't have to play Allies all the time. We can play another Axis player. That's perfectly all right. I don't have to justify it to myself in any way, shape, or form that I am playing an Axis player of any way, shape, or form. I don't give a fuck. Just let me play against other people. It bothers me.
What you get for playing a historical game.
I know. I really don't want to play.
Brought it all down on yourself.
I don't know if I'd ever play it. I think I'm going to do the team tournament again next year, but that's because I want to create another hard as nails list to make people cry. But I don't know if I'd play in another tournament just because it's like, I just want a tournament.
Minis tournaments are bad.
Yeah.
B, historical minis tournaments are worse.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. So
but yes, if you can get cell phone footage of
the person
of Rage,
crying?
that'd be great.
Well, then
Put that up on YouTube on the Game Classy channel.
So, fan of the podcast, Dwayne, a good friend of mine who I play Bolt Action with.
Zoldak.
Yeah, who I play Bolt Action
You
with.
should just call him Zoldak.
Yeah. I was telling him about my new hard as nails list that I'm coming up with for next year. He's like, "Why are you coming out with these cheesy, broken lists? Why can't you just make a fun list?" I'm like, I don't want to make a fun list for a tournament. The rate I put out painted minis figures, I could create any army that I wanted to in less than a month at the rate I crank out shit. If I just sat down and did it, I want to create something that's going to make a person fucking cry when they leave. That's what I want to do. If I'm going to play a fun army, I'm just going to put together a fun army and just play it whenever I want to play it. I play enough Bolt Action that I can play whenever I want to play. I want to create something that's going to make a person just fucking tear up and rage quit the game. That's what I want.
Yep.
I think Steve would approve.
I do approve. I mean, I just disapprove of the miniatures culture of not bringing competitive lists to tournaments. It's a tournament. The tournament should be competitive.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, I think
but that's all that is. That's permeation from fucking workshop.
Yeah.
It's just leftovers from game because they're like, no, it's beer and pretzels game. You don't have tournaments for beer and pretzels games. That's why they're beer and pretzels games, because they're not made for tournaments.
They're made for eating beer and eating pretzels and drinking beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's makes sense. So people go in with this the fluffy bunny mentality who are the absolute worst. There's no reason to not bring a competitive list. If your army is bad, don't play.
Oh yeah.
There's there's 13 armies or whatever in fucking fantasy. 2 of them are good.
Yeah.
So if you don't play one of those 2 armies, don't go to a tournament.
All I have to say is that I helped and I tabled 2 armies, 2 combined U.S. armies with Italians. They suck. But
Are they the worst?
No, they're not the worst. But they're on their shit tier. They're low. Let's say if there was 4 tiers, they're 3rd tier. They're not quite shit tier, but they're low. All right. Go to planetarbitrary.com for all your Planet Arbitrary needs. You can follow me on Twitter at Planet Arbitrary. You can follow Steve at
Game Classy.
Like our Facebook page. Also, subscribe to our Reddit, Our Game Classy. There's a couple people on there.
I've never been on there.
I know. I'm not expecting you to be on there. You're not a Reddit guy. I don't see you as a Redditor.
I definitely use Reddit a lot.
Well, I do too, but mostly for porn. They have great porn on Reddit.
I mean, it's just the internet porn.
It's a good aggregation
the same
of internet
porn's everywhere.
Porn, yeah. But I mean,
Believe it or not.
it's specific. If you're looking for I want porn for chicks with 6 toes, it's there.
What if you're into the really illegal porn?
Well, that's different. I mean, I'm not supporting dark web shit over on this. You know,
Like, oh my god, that's a real chainsaw.
oh no. Oh man, I'm just gonna go turn myself into the police now. Save myself some hassle.
Yeah.
It's like you just take your computer out and you put it in the like thermite it.
Just fucking, it's a smoldering mess.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm done. Gonna go play Nintendo now.
Also, you can see us on YouTube. We put all the stuff up on YouTube.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, I should put that on the fucking YouTube page. It's like the bar that goes like, comment, subscribe. Actually, and if you want to help us the most, like, comment, subscribe to iTunes. Game Classy Podcast, all one word. Oh, and also listen to the other Planet Arbitrary podcasts, including Pat's Retro Video Game Review, a.k.a. Play On, or Patcast, or Pat On, or Pat's Power Glove Mystery Showcase. I don't know any other names for it.
Pat's Power Glove Power Hour.
Pat's Power Glove Power Hour. There you go. Also, I got a new podcast out. It's not new, but we're redoing Comic Book Logic, and me and Kevin are following the Marvel movies straight on. It's going to be weekly until the release of Avengers 2.
Sounds lame.
Electric Boogaloo. It's fun.
You heard it here first, folks. Sounds lame.
It sounds lame. It's fun to do. I like revisiting those movies because
you like treading ground that's been beaten to death.
Not really though, because so I was really looking for podcasts that deal with like this subject matter. There's not a lot, like not the way that we're doing it, because we're literally just sitting down watching Iron Man, Hulk, in order all the way through. We're doing it. We're going, we're looking at it kind of in hindsight, but we're also staying in the timeline. We're not talking about, well, this sucks because the Guardians of the Galaxy is so much better. It's like, no, we're kind of staying like, okay, so Hulk, how does it compare to Iron Man? Iron Man 2, how does it compare to Hulk and Iron Man? Going forward, what they're doing, and talking about that sort of stuff. It's just fun.
Do you look each other in the eyes while you jack each other off?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Just want to make sure there's eye contact.
No. Let me give you a little bit of a hint for this week's episode. It's Hulk, and it's pretty bad. The Hulk is bad. It's not a very good movie.
The one with Edward Norton?
The Incredible Hulk. And rewatching it, not quite as good as I remember it to be.
It was pretty good.
But I mean, going back and looking at it,
Hulk actually fought someone in it. I mean, if you're talking about the Ang Lee one, yeah.
No,
terrible.
that's terrible. That's horrible.
Yeah.
No. This is all right, but it's all right. That's about it.
Yeah, that's where it was when I saw it. I was like, yep, the movie's all right.
Last week we did,
which apparently is pretty funny because if I remember correctly, Edward Norton was fighting Marvel with it because Edward Norton's a huge fan of the Hulk.
Yeah,
and like he wanted them to like follow a certain direction with the Hulk, and they didn't. So presumably, if they followed Edward Norton's direction of the Hulk, there would have been a better film. I just like that the Hulk fought someone. Like, finally.
Yeah.
There's like tanks being thrown.
That was my problem is that the Hulk is actually kind of a boring, very, very boring character unless he's fighting someone, and that was kind of what I got out of the movie.
Which is why he's perfect to just live in the Avengers, because then you get great Bruce Banner scenes and you get Hulk fighting. Like, he's flawless, and Mark Ruffalo's fantastic as Bruce Banner.
He's dreamy.
He's super dreamy.
He's super dreamy. All right, so yeah, you could get that on the Planet Arbitrary.
What a dreamboat!
You could get that on the Planet Arbitrary iTunes feed as well, along with Pat's Power Glove Power.
I've been listening to Radio Classics on Sirius, the satellite radio.
Yeah,
it's fucking nice.
What, you listen to old Shadow?
Yeah, Shadow's on there. There's yours truly, Johnny Dollar. That one's good too.
Meanwhile,
Rick Diamond. It's good too.
Yeah.
The shadows, you can always tell like when something's from like the early 40s because there's always 100% like the pipe organ. It's like like always there's the organ. That's an early 40s thing, and the Shadow has it all the time. Like they'll be like, look, he's been murdered, and it's just like it's pretty funny. There's Rick Diamond, yours truly, Johnny Dollar,
Dick Tracy.
No Dick Tracy.
Little Orphan Annie.
Gunsmoke.
Little Orphan Annie tells you to eat your Ovaltine.
Have Gun Will Travel.
Yeah. Wagon Train.
Fort Laramie, not Merrily. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. So
highly recommended.
Until next time, Steve.
Blue with white dice block. Trademark. 12 opaque, 16 millimeter, pipped D6 dice. www.chessx.com.
Game classy.